We were talking about some brothers' balls, right? Or the Ball Brothers. That's right. Slapping away.
All right. I'm back for another episode, ZBD.
Yes, sir.
Special guest on tonight, Big
Pops.
Chris. Big
What's up, everybody? Hi, how you guys doing?
Big baseball guy in the house.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All
It's that
sports,
time of
really.
year.
He loves
Yeah.
baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spring training is starting this weekend, huh?
Yep. Well, it's this week they had pitchers and catchers report, and then you had full squads going. It's going to be shortened up a little bit this year because we have World Baseball Classic going on. That starts first weekend of March.
That'll be good.
A lot of big names will be playing in that more than they usually do in like the Arizona Fall League or Dominican League or whatnot. We just had the Caribbean Series right now that Mexico Verde won over Mexico Rojo. That's the first year that they'll have two teams like that. So yeah, getting those. We had that 57-degree day today.
Yeah.
And it's going to be nice and warm tomorrow too. So you get that little taste of spring in the air, and with that comes baseball.
Yeah. No, I've definitely been super happy that the sun's out, man. Like it just makes going about the day better, man. Like you get outside, see some sun, it just makes everything better.
That vitamin D.
Yeah.
Especially after that winter we had.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we actually got some snow. We actually got some snow this winter.
Cold and some snow.
Cold.
And I'm more of a winter guy myself, but I'm excited. A little excited to see a little warmth. Get outside and get to moving around and get a little active. But
now we can talk about what the Tigers got active last week. Signed Verlander back for a year deal. Yeah. What is he 41?
Let's see, he's 40.
Because I want to say he's
43.
Okay, yeah, because I knew he was 40 plus, but
Yeah.
I didn't know how much older he was at 40.
I think he was born in 83.
So along with that, Valdez also got signed as well. So what do you just kind of give me your rundown a little bit on those, Pops? What do you think?
Well, I think it was surprising, first of all, because we've had a lot of the fan base, and myself included, pretty concerned about the lack of spending the past couple of years, and yet we've kind of. I'm not going to be afraid to say it. I think we've grossly overachieved and stumbled into the playoffs the past 2 years. I mean, last year, literally stumbling into the playoffs. Cleveland had to go on that immaculate run, but we also had to go on an immaculate slide too. And the two
almost sold it.
The two met perfectly in the end of September and turned into a great playoff run, exciting one that left us a little bit disappointed out in Seattle.
Yeah.
But, no, I think they came out and they surprised a lot. I think that, by signing Valdez, it's pretty expensive, $38 a year for the next 3 years with the opt-out. It's a little bit much for a 32-year-old, but like we had talked a little bit before the show, I think that Kyle Tucker signing at the beginning of the season kind of dictated – you're not going to see, I don't think, a whole lot of these long-term deals that you had, guys like Bryce Harper, Juan Soto. I mean, 15 fucking years. That's ridiculous, dude. Now, granted, Soto was 25, 26 when he signed that.
Yeah, that's 15.
Everybody's got DH now.
Yeah.
So those contracts, in theory, they will age better. But, I mean, it's still like, even if you don't play all 162 games, baseball's a grind.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball's a grind. Sure. You literally have 180
5-6 days a week.
You have 18 off days. Most of those you're traveling anyways.
Yeah.
And then it's whatever your workouts are in the off season. It's not like 100 years ago, Babe Ruth show up after a winter of chopping wood and, hit 340 with 60 home runs. And, it's not like that. These guys are on different regimens now. But I think that, that, and I think that gives a little bit of hope too for signing Skubal. Possibly long term. So we know that the money's there. Yeah. Is it smart money? I love having Skubal there. He's 29. He'll be 30. Honestly,
coming off two Cy Youngs
is probably a damn good shot. He gets a third one this year. I think that's something that we'd all love to see.
Yeah.
I think that there's something to be said for signing a veteran like Verlander and bringing him back home.
Yeah.
Because it's not just him. I mean, we have a few other young arms that are coming up. Some of those guys are coming off rehab. Jackson Jobe won't pitch this year, but he should be ready for full fire next year. Casey Mize started to turn that corner. Finally, a full healthy year out of Mize last year.
Yeah.
Living up to that number one pick potential.
Flaherty,
yep.
last year.
Flaherty, and he's going to show some regression. Flaherty, even going back as far as when he was in the St. Louis system, he could throw the heat. He could always bring the heat, but there was the control issue.
Yeah.
And we've seen some regression toward that, Norm. He had that incredible first half, that first year he was with us, that we flipped into the Dodgers for their playoff run 2 years ago. And then we signed him back last year. And it's a good veteran arm to have. He can get you some innings. He doesn't get hurt too often. But like I said, there's every now and then you're going to see that control issue pop up. Yeah. And sometimes that happens when you're playing a team like the Yankees that can push across more than just a handful of runs.
Yeah, it can get bad early in the game sometimes for him. And we did see that last season from Flaherty a little bit for sure. Well, how long has Mize been in the league for?
Mize been in the league since 2021 I think is when he debuted. I think it was the season after COVID.
So what is he, like 20?
He's 28. I think he'll be turning 28 this year.
Okay, so I didn't realize that he was.
But he is. This is. I believe this is his final year under contract.
Okay, so so it's another big year for him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like I'm excited to see our pitching rotation this year. I mean, I think it'll be one of the best that we've seen in a while.
I am too, and that bullpen is still really solid too. They went out and they brought back Kyle Finnegan. They signed Kenley Jansen. They've got Will Vest. So immediately right there, they've got
Vest and Finnegan
7th, 8th, 9th inning, depending on how you want to put it out there. You've got a little bit everything. Vest can throw flames. Finnegan's a little more control guy. Kenley's got 2 pitches. It's kind of like Mariano. He lived on 2 pitches, and you're almost 40 years old. And they still can't hit either one of them.
They broke. Don't fix.
They're not going to touch 100. Hell, Kenley's probably not going to touch 95 too much, but it's still there's a good natural movement on that ball that he throws, and it's going to be hard more days than not for people to get good wood on that and put it into play.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean,
do you guys think the Tigers will be this year?
Yeah, because just talking about that, kind of now we go into the offensive side of it. Because if the pitch it can be there, but if the offense has got to be consistent. So, and the offense was good last, especially the first half of the year. But we kind of saw
the best offensive player on that lineup is Riley Green.
Torque's
not counting.
Torque's going to come into his own. Torque's going to come into his own this year. I really think that you're going to see him take that next step. And it took long enough because when they drafted him, you heard a lot of, most accomplished college hitter I've seen in, a generation, blah, blah, blah.
One of those, okay.
And it was pretty tough for him to live up to that right off the get. As it is for some people. Mm-hmm. You're making a transition to a lot of different things, different pitching. Aluminum bats versus wood bats. And, a lot of times, those little things that seem trivial, when a ball is coming at you at 100 miles an hour, that's just the icing on the cake, But I think you're going to see him, his strikeouts have kind of come down. That's another thing Riley Green needs to work on. Riley Green's
he's a big swinger.
Big swinger, big hole in his swing. He'll admit that. He came into camp talking about one of the things he wanted to work on was cutting down his strikeouts. So I would look forward to seeing that both from Green and Torkelson. Like you said, they're both young. Green's going to be 25 this year.
Yeah.
Okay. Torkelson's going to be 27. Mm-hmm. These are guys that there's not really a lot of pressure on them. Kerry Carpenter is still an excellent stick. Kerry's going to hit the ball around the yard if we can get him. You're looking at a possible 100 home runs between the 3 of those guys. That's not out of the question at all.
No.
It's not even a stretch.
Wenzel Perez was also getting hot last year for a little bit.
Yeah, I think he's going to be about 25 or 26, although I might be giving him an extra
He's 26.
Year there. Is he 26?
He's 26, yeah.
He was starting to come into his own. This is going to be the do or die year on Parker Meadows.
Okay.
You got Zach McKinstry's in there too. He's 30. Cole Keith's 24. Cole Keith is actually
he's still got a bit of a ceiling. He's one of those guys that to tie back to the contracts, for a second. if we do see a lot of longer term deals, like going in the future, for maybe less average annual value than you would see like a Scooble or a Tucker or I'm not sure off the top of my head who the biggest free agent's going to be next year besides Scooble. But you know, I can see those when they get at the player early, like what Milwaukee did with Churio last year. You know, they signed him like 8 years for $80 million, or when the Braves signed Acuna and Albies, you know, about 4 or 5 years ago to their extensions. It's a little bit more team friendly on the average annual value, but you know, you're also handing out more money to a relatively unproven player, so to speak, than you would be, you know, under what, you know, normally is. So, you know, they've got Cole Keith is, I think he's got 2 or 3 more years on that contract that he signed 2 years ago. They signed him to his like 4 or 5 year, 5 or 6 year deal, I believe.
Okay, he's still got a few left.
You know, he's got some development to do. He was always going to be a little bit more of a stick, left-handed stick with some power. So we'll see if that can blossom for him this year, and actually, you know, maybe turn the corner to where we're seeing some of that power potential get tapped. You know, maybe 20 home runs, 70 RBIs, depending on where he's at in the lineup.
I mean, could you possibly say that? 'Cause if you look back last year, in that Seattle series, obviously, last game went 15, 16 innings. Could have went either way, right? Detroit could have won that, and then
I think we used
matchups are different.
All of our pitchers too.
Yeah,
so
matchups are different, and who knows? You know, maybe y'all beat Seattle last year. We don't know, right? We don't know. Injury could have happened. We don't know. So say, you know, all of a sudden Detroit's in the World Series. So with that being said, I don't think I think Seattle, in my opinion, would be the favorite maybe to come out of the AL this year, just from pitching rotation, their offense, in my opinion. But I think, you know, could you see y'all possibly, you know, making a World Series this year? I mean, if you look at it, you know, Yankees are always, you know, they're always there, but they never seem to get the job done, right? You know, they've gotten to the World Series, couldn't get a job. So there's always something, right? So after the Yankees, like I said, Seattle was my not pick to win it, not even, but just, you know, odds-on favorite for me early on, just from, you know, how they played last year, coming in this year.
It was the Blue Jays that made the World Series.
Toronto's good. I think Toronto had a hot stretch, and it kept working during the playoffs, you know. But I think the better roster, obviously, in that series was Seattle.
I think so too, and I see them coming out of the West. I think that I'd be very surprised if it wasn't them and the Dodgers. This year, I like where Detroit can go. I think that may actually end up being depending on how it all gets seeded out, right. You know. But I think that would probably be what's in my mind for the American League Championship Series. I do think New York's going to come out of the East. I don't. There's a lot of good teams out there, but I also think that they'll beat up on each other enough to where I think New York's really the only team that comes out of the East. And I know that there's some questions around their rotation right now, but I mean, by May they're going to have Rodon and Cole back,
which is big.
I mean, it's their bullpen's solid. That lineup's going to score. Mm-hmm. They've got Aaron Judge, who is, you know, otherworldly talent. You know, say what you want to about Shohei, but
I was going to say, I mean,
Aaron Judge is better hitter than Shohei.
The two best bats are Shohei and Aaron Judge, hands down.
Best bat. We ain't even gonna do the 1 and 2. Just the best bat overall is Judge, in my opinion. Ohtani's great. He is. I don't think it's close. I think Judge. If you look at the average, I don't know if Judge is. I mean, before he got hurt last year, dude, he was batting almost 340. Before he got hurt, you know what I'm saying? Like, and the only knock on Judge for me is the playoffs. He does not. It doesn't translate. He's had a couple good series, a couple good games, but he's not consistently great in the playoffs.
That's pretty big comparing that to Shohei's 2 World Series.
Okay, but look at hold on, hear me out. But look at the talent, right? Look at how good the Dodgers always have been. The Yankees have been too, but You look at the Yankees line over the last 5 years consistently. Who's had a better batting lineup? The Dodgers. They pick up Freddie Freeman's of the world, Mookie Betts,
Teoscar Hernandez.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. So it's more pressure on Judge, and the pitching hasn't been that great for them in the playoffs lately. You know what I'm saying? Like
they've been ground down. They've that age is kind of shown. It's not like the 90s, you know.
So it's more pressure.
Or early 2000s.
Just got to play average.
Come in, it's just like they're throwing absolute gas up into Mariano Rivera, and then good luck. They don't have that anymore.
No, and that's my point. And like I said, overall talent, yes, Ohtani, because of pitching and just, you know what I mean, but, you know, pure batting, I would take Judge.
Okay.
But that's just my opinion. But keep going, good. Do another 10. Keep going. Good. I got it on my phone. We're good. But going into that would be my. But anyways, I think that that's why I just didn't know. You know, if y'all thought Detroit, you know, and teams get hot like Toronto. I mean, you look at Toronto where they were at first versus how they ended. You know what I'm saying? Milwaukee was another case. Like teams get hot and you know chemistry get to clicking. You know, Detroit. Keep going. Detroit was one of those cases early on in the season last year. I mean, you guys had the best record going into the All-Star break.
In the MLB, yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? Like overall, your offense is good, pitching was good. You know what I mean? But you know, it's a long season.
Yeah.
So things happen, and you know that's why I'm like, what do y'all think on exactly like how their potential? How far can Detroit? You know, if all the shit, you know what I mean? Like I said, injuries happen. You know what I mean? Like Aaron Judge can get hurt, or fucking somebody off Seattle, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like next thing you know, you find yourself in a World Series. The same thing in the NL. You know what I mean? It could be Dodgers are the odds-on favorite, but you know how many times have they been a favorite for the last fucking? It seems like 8 to 10 years every year, and they've only got 2 World Series to show for it.
Yep.
So you know what I'm saying? Like it's 7 games, man. Like anything can happen. You know, and it's matchups. You know what I mean? You get a bad matchup, or you know what I mean, somewhere it's just like, you know, pitching ain't good, or just, you know what I mean, like it happens in play. I mean, and you look at the roster, you like, man, this team's a way better team on paper, but it just didn't match.
They just got their bats going.
Yeah, they got hot confidence, and confidence is big.
Yeah, for
you know
sure.
what I mean? Like if you in a funk, like you start changing things that you don't need to change. You know what I mean? Because it's just you in your head. So. You know, I think confidence, you know, once you feel like you can beat a team, you know, that's all you need sometimes. So that's what I mean. I think Detroit, you know, getting Valdez, you know, and God forbid if Verlander puts up how he ended last year with San Fran going in, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so then you got that's just an added extra little season on top.
I mean, if we can go into the season with Screwball, Valdez, starting pitchers, and Maier, I mean, do you think Verlander is do you think he would be a starter at this point?
Verlander is definitely going to be a starter.
Okay, so I mean, if we can go into that,
he was top 7 pitcher after the All-Star break last year. It was
I didn't realize he was playing that well.
It took him a little bit. He didn't start spring training normally with normal routine last year, and the 2 years in his career that he's had that have been really like subpar were both coming out of injury, and to the point of where he didn't have his full spring and whatnot going. You know.
Okay.
I mean, is JV going to be the JV that was, you know, even 2016, 2017, 2018 with the Astros?
Not.
Probably not. But is he still a guy that is?
He's coming back home.
I mean, he could. It's not unfeasible that we go into the All-Star break next year, and I mean, just on a whiff, he's 7-1, 7-2, or maybe something, and he's ended up pitching in that game. Man, not starting or whatever. We could. The guy's a Hall of Famer, so you just don't know. But I think. Yeah, I think that, as far as other teams like in the Central, Kansas City, I think is going to be pretty close. In fact, I told you this winter, before they signed Framber, I could have seen Kansas City finishing 5 above Detroit because I think that lineup is really good. I think that the one thing that Detroit is missing, and that could either come from within. They've got one of the I think we've got the number 2 prospect in the country, and Kevin McGonigal is a shortstop right now. There's a good chance he breaks the team out of camp. We've got Max Clark waiting in the wings, who is 20. I think he is the number 4 or 5 overall prospect in Major League Baseball.
You're talking about Detroit, right?
Detroit, yeah. Yeah, Max Clark's the kid they drafted out of high school 2 years ago.
Okay.
And him and McGonigal absolutely have lit it up at AAA.
I was going to say, had they just been at the Whitecaps since?
Yeah. With a little bit of Erie.
Because I feel like the Whitecaps have been good too.
Yeah, they won. They were in the playoffs 2 of the past 3 years, and then I believe they won last year. I believe they won the Midwest League.
Yeah. So we got some nice players coming up out of AAA too, for sure. So I mean, it's
I think we might be able to find some of those pieces from within.
Yeah, and I mean, the last 2 years making good runs too, having the teams we've had falling at the places we have. I think getting another ace pitcher like Valdez could definitely put us over the top, depending on how consistent our offense is doing next year.
Would you consider y'all World Series contender?
I think this has got to be World Series or bust at this point, because if this is Scooble's last, could be his last year, and I mean this is I think this is definitely our window signing Valdez. I mean, yeah, maybe he doesn't do amazing in his first, but no, I feel like we paid him $38 million. Like he's got to come in this year. No, he's on a World Series or bust team and come in and perform for sure.
Correct. I agree.
And just being in the city of Detroit too, just kind of all of our teams right now being on the up too. Like I feel like just being in Detroit right now, especially to get traded in from somewhere, to get traded into the Pistons, to get traded into people want to be there right now.
Red Wings, Lions, everybody's kind of
Red Wings are good.
If you get traded to the Lions, that's a team you want to be on for sure.
First time in a long
that's
time.
Been all 4.
All 4 is.
I know Kevin Herter was happy as hell when he found out that he was going to the Pistons.
Coming from Sacramento,
No, he was coming from Chicago.
Oh, Chicago? I thought it was Sacramento. Okay, yeah.
Chicago's still shit.
Even then, yeah.
But yeah, let's. You guys want to switch into NBA a little bit?
Speaking of
little post All-Star break, starting up again on Thursday. Right now, we got the Pistons 5 and ahead, a half the Celtics, 6 games ahead of the Knicks.
Half the Pistons, half game ahead of OKC for the league too. So put that in perspective.
I thought we were still a win behind that.
We might be, but we've got the winning percentage right now. I think we're like 755 to 750.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we do have the winning percentage, because we have less losses than them, but they still have. They're 42 and 14, and we're 40 and 13. So they just have the 2 more wins, but the less loss. But the next 8 games out of All-Star break, right? I want to talk about this for the Pistons. First game, play Knicks, 3rd in the East. Second game, Bulls, 11th. Third game, Spurs, 2nd in the West. Next game. Or I'm not saying home or away either, but so Knicks away, Bulls away, then we come back home against the Spurs, and then Thunder the game after that.
At home as well.
Then the game after that is the Cavs at home, another 4th best team in the East, and then the 7th best team in the East, and the Magic. We go away again for that one. And then I think that's the game that Stu is back as well. So all those games up until the Magic, Stu is out.
2 of those teams are hot going to the break. I see that San Antonio's on a 6-game streak.
Yeah, and we play them twice.
Cleveland's rocking a 5-game streak.
And we play both of them twice. So I think Cavs and Spurs are both twice. We play the Thunder, and we also play the Thunder in another week or 2. So the Thunder, 2 games within 3 weeks. Shea might not be back for that first one, but he'll should be back for the second one, I think.
God damn, Sacramento's lost 14 in a row.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, they're pretty down bad right now. Actually, how's the Magic over the last 10?
Because that sucks for their fan base so bad. 5 and 5.
Okay, so I mean, just playing Spurs, Thunder, Cavs all at home, and then going away to the Magic. I feel like that's just another one of those. That's a toss-up game. It could be a tough one. Just depends on how the Magic play for real. And and also how they do their first 5-6 games coming out of the All-Star break.
Orlando?
But, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask you because I haven't really paid a whole lot of attention the past month to NBA. As they've kind of looked like they've kind of turned that proverbial corner a little bit this year too. They kind of living up to some expectations that maybe people had laid out for them at the beginning of the season. I'm wondering, do you guys think between the two of you that that's sustainable for them? I mean, like in the East where we're going to have the Pistons trying to do their thing.
Yeah.
You've got Boston and the Knicks are trying to, hey, wait a minute, we got our reputation to protect. Philly, who knows where they're going to end up? I mean, obviously a massive amount of talent still.
Yeah.
But is that, I mean, that minefield, is that something you guys think Orlando could successfully navigate through to maybe make a second round entry in the playoffs? You think they can make it past the first round, given who they may or may not be matched up against?
I think it depends. I think they've been a little bit under from what they've played, or what, like you said, expectations for this year. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I think they've coming in, picking up Desmond Bain. I think for them, a lot of those people,
The depth chart right now.
was kind of a big thing for them. But health also. There's been a lot of players in and out of that lineup, but I don't know if they. I guess it depends. I don't know if they can beat Detroit in a 7-game series. I don't think they can beat Boston.
Wait, let me see the phone.
And I don't think that they can beat New York. I don't even know if they can beat Toronto in a 7-game series, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, Toronto's looked pretty solid this year.
Yeah, they're an up-and-coming team. We talked about that at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, they're a surprise. They're kind of a surprise. I guess for everyone but their fan base. You know what I mean? Like if you're not a Toronto, or if you're a Toronto fan, you're like, no, we've
kind of watched Scotty mature the past couple seasons and what he's been. It's not just a player on the court, but an actual leader.
Yeah,
too. You can tell he's a leader on that team.
Yeah. And getting Ingram there, and
picking up an All-Star in Ingram,
not being hurt as much is a plus for them.
He hasn't been hurt at all.
He's played every game.
I don't know if he might have missed like one or two, but he's been.
That's a hell of a lot more than he's known for.
He's been healthy the entire season.
For them.
Yeah, good for him.
Let's hope that he sustain that. I don't know for Orlando, but also I guess it depends on.
That's supposed to be 11:40 in the morning.
Depends on how they finish the season. If they end a season on an 8, 9, 10 game win streak and push themselves up to 6, 7, 5 seed, and anything is possible at that point. Especially factoring injuries. It depends. But as of now, I don't think Orlando. And I thought they were going to be, especially last year. Or beginning of last year, before Ben Carroll and Wagner got hurt. They're like 3rd or 4th in the East.
Yeah,
and they're playing really good. Yeah. And then Paolo kind of took a step back this year, and then
Wagner hasn't been healthy all year.
So I don't know. Orlando, I don't think that they will. I think that's possibly a first-round exit. I mean, they might not even make it to the playoff. They might make it to the playoff round.
They could find themselves in the play-in because
they might lose. To a team that I've been talking about lately. Just not saying to be them, but Hornets. I think they could be, if it's a 1-game playoff. Hornets might fuck around and beat them.
Yeah,
the way they've been playing the last month and a half. They've beaten good teams.
They're only 3 games off of them right now.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They played Detroit good. That the game we seen against Detroit with that fight and all that. That was a good game.
It was.
They beat Houston. They beat San Antonio. So they've beaten some good teams. So Charlotte, and they're believing. They're a team that's like, they're coming in with houses money.
They got a lot of solid young players too. They know their core, and so they believe in it too. And I think this is probably one of the years that LaMelo's been more healthy. He's missed a little bit of time this year.
Yeah, but it's probably healthy.
But I feel like he has been relatively healthy, and he's been playing pretty good. I know. Whenever they have him, Knipple, Bridges, and Miller all on the court together, that's a problem.
It's amazing to see how talented some of these people are when they can actually stay on the court.
Yeah, when they can get some games in together, when they can actually
forget just what natural gifts that some of these players have and possess. And it's, I think
Leonard's
Kawhi's a good one. I think LaMelo's brother.
Lonzo.
He's lost probably 4.5 full years of a career.
At least more than that.
And you're talking about somebody who, I'm not saying he was going to be like another kid, but you're looking at a ceiling around Mike Bibby. We were talking about some brothers' balls, right? Or the Ball brothers. That's right. Slapping away.
Oh,
that's kind of when, like you said, when people are able to put together a stretch of some good play, you forget how good they could possibly be. You know what I'm saying? And it reminds you damn. But yeah. Shifting into that, honestly, going back to the Detroit schedule, see, maybe, I guess 1 or 2 you'll see guaranteed or should be guaranteed wins. The rest are going to be a little tough, but
so I was
y'all beat
I don't
New
even
York
think
almost every time this year, right? 2 times, yeah, and both
or 3
blowouts.
maybe. No, just 2.
And both were blowouts. One of them, Cat didn't play, but whatever. I think y'all still the second game, Cat didn't play.
Oh, he didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think y'all still would have beat them. Probably more of a matchup, but also like I said, it's different. I've seen so many times where a team, sweeps another team in the regular season and playoffs come, and it's a different case. But this is gonna be big for y'all. This is kind of what you want to see for Detroit, because y'all have had an up and down schedule. We played a good team here, a couple good teams, and a couple bums, whatever. But especially after All-Star break, jockeying around for seeding and not having Stu, you're gonna need players to step up and play what you expect, what they've been playing all year. You alluded on the bench being one of the strong suits for Detroit, so this is the time for them to continue to show, picking up. But also, just a little side note, like I said something to Chris, even you, I thought that y'all probably should have been a little more active during the trade deadline. But, maybe the ownership would ever thought that this team is good the way it is. They're just missing Kevin Herter. I don't know. I thought Detroit kind of needed one more bucket getter. I thought Detroit needed just a bona fide scorer. Somebody to just go drop you 30. Maybe the next game you drop 5, right? But that's where you got Cade at. You know what I'm saying? I just think y'all needed another person that can just go out there and fucking score. You know what I'm saying? But also y'all needed shooting, and y'all got that with Kevin Herter. So I guess that it's not a waste or a wash as far as trade deadline, but
and at that point, Ivy hadn't been working out as well as we thought he was. Yeah, he was coming off the bench.
And that's tough because that was a third or second.
He'd been dinged up a little bit too. Past 2 seasons.
And we just signed Dennis Jenkins too. I think Dennis Jenkins has been proven to be a little bit more of a just that first choice point guard coming off the bench. He can create his own offense, get others involved, and he's definitely proven that this year. The talent of last year as well. And I think, I think that's a little bit of the reason that we traded Ivy. Is because we also we still have a Ron Hollins. Sasser hasn't really been playing much, but I still think there's a lot of potential in Sasser too, for sure. But yeah, I think definitely adding Herter is I don't know if he's not the same type of player as Ivy. But I think he's more like what the Pistons kind of need in the team.
Spot-up shooter.
Yeah. We don't need another facilitator that can cut that's not really doing that amazing either. Like not like I think we should just give that chance to Dennis now. And just see what he can do. Because I think like most games it'll just be him and Kevin off the bench. Like I think like playing next to each other. Then like you got like a Karis LeVert at the 3, Stu at the 4, Reed at the 5. Like that's.
Holland.
Oh yeah, I mean I didn't put Holland in there. Yeah, so I mean put him over Karis.
He's probably.
But
was he probably most? Is he probably? What do you say the most consistent person off the bench is for y'all? You say Holland.
Yeah, Holland, Jenkins.
Or Paul Reed. Well, actually, you might want to say Paul Reed.
Paul he doesn't get in out. He doesn't get in all the time just because. So
you got Stu and
because
Duren,
Stu and Duren and like
you got Tobias playing big.
Tobias, Ron Holland's still 6'8", so he's sometimes he plays.
That might change moving forward. I mean, if this stretch, that Stewart is out.
Well, Holland also missed the last 2 games before All-Star break, let me make sure he's healthy. Actually,
in that first game, after all that happened, Paul Reed dropped that great game. So I mean, maybe moving forward, and also in playoffs times, you might see a player who's consistently getting 20 to 22, 3 minutes a game, and then because of the matchup, because of this, that player won't see the court at all. It'd be 5. Five, unless you're a 6-man. You know what I'm saying, type of ordeal. So, Paul Reed might see himself, playing more minutes in one series versus the other.
Well, okay, so he's played. Ron's played 49 games this year. Yeah, so he's been available for sure.
Oh yeah.
And I mean he's probably like him and Asar. Like I mean those are our defensive plugs right there for sure. Like Ron comes. I mean he only averages a steal and a half off the bench, but still. Like he's averaging that off the bench.
Still in a half, 1.5. That's pretty. Yeah. That's very good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I think if if the Pistons can because I think we have another stretch where we have to go on the just play some teams on the West, just play some of the top 8 teams towards the end of April, going into March. So this definitely isn't our only hard stretch, but I'm just trying to talk about it now just because it's coming up, and it'll definitely because if New York and Celtics or in New York and Boston definitely could cut down the lead a little bit, debatably.
No, yeah.
Depending on how we do these next few games. So
and factoring in,
it'll be
one thing that's kind of not really mentioned a lot when you're in that stretch is as I'm looking now, you got 2 aways, New York and Chicago, which isn't that far away. Then you have 2 home, 3 home, and then 3 away. A lot of times after that All-Star break, you're playing 3 games in 6 nights or 5 nights. So that travel, that fatigue is, when you got to go from Ohio to Orlando or from Orlando to Ohio to San Antonio, that's big. That's, like in a 4 or 5 day or 6-7 day stretch, that wears.
Orlando, that's
you're going 3 different parts of the country in 3 days, in 3 games. You in Florida, then you go back to Ohio, then you're in Texas. You know what I'm saying? In the game before that, you're in Detroit. So, so you're going from Detroit to Orlando to Ohio and then back to San Antonio. So I think that's another big thing for Detroit or for any team. But one thing that's people don't really talk about or factor in is that travel.
Yeah.
In between.
Speaking of though, it was a good thing for the Pistons to get most of their West Coast done early in the year.
You're right. Yeah,
that's one thing that is going to help them down the stretch.
That's one. Yeah.
Well, let me see how much West Coast we have actually at the end of the year because I know we still have to play Lakers, Warriors, a bunch of these teams.
You only have to play 3 West Coast teams in the next 10 games. And 2 of them are against the same team.
Yeah.
2 against San Antonio and 1 against the Thunder. So
I don't believe that we have any extensive trips left out there, do we?
I think that
we might have to scoop up a team or 2 out there.
Did y'all play the late? Was it that LA game? Was that in Detroit or LA? And also Clippers. How many times y'all played the Clippers this year?
I thought we played the Clippers out there. Okay. I thought I remember playing them earlier in the year, like when we ran.
I think we played.
Phoenix
we played the Clippers twice.
Houston.
So yeah, and then we come back.
I thought we knocked them out mid-season.
Denver?
2 games out. Denver, I know we played. I'm pretty sure we played out there. But yes, we did because we played them both. The first one was without Joker. Second was they did have Joker back.
Okay. So yeah, we have
I
Warriors.
think we ended up beating them by 1 out there in Denver. That was a close one.
I think it was 2. 2 or
It wasn't
yeah,
one. Okay, yeah. 'Cause it was close.
I
knew
do
it was
remember
close.
that. It was
'Cause
recently.
Jamal Murray had himself a game, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but no. So we have. Oh, so here, I got the schedule pulled up.
No,
So I got Warriors.
Gobert's gumpy ass running up and down.
Stand that guy.
No, so we got Warriors and Lakers back to back actually, but they're both at home. And then we do play the Timberwolves away. Timberwolves, OKC.
Away?
Yeah, both of those back to back too.
That's tough.
Yeah, but it's not out west. We're talking
it's
about
not.
traveling.
Yeah,
purposes.
no, I mean, no, yeah.
At least that's in the same time zone.
We don't have another trip out west.
Okay.
After this, this is our last
Well,
one.
that's what I'm saying. Like that's these next 10 games will be the kind of the tail of the tape for y'all.
Yeah.
As far as kind of I guess the rest of the season, minus any
Proverbial
like
litmus
that.
test.
Yeah, because honestly, like we have to go to DC for a few games. But Little Caesars, Minneapolis, we have to go to Orlando one more time, Philadelphia and Charlotte. And that's other than that, all the games are in the Midwest. Yeah, this one will be big to see. I mean, to see how we play against the Spurs twice, just because I think like a week later to see how we play against the Thunder twice, to see how we play against the Cavs twice. Like for sure, there'll be some big games.
And I think in each one of those series, it's got to split, especially with Cleveland, because I believe they're in the same division as Detroit.
Yeah, they are.
So not that I think that Cleveland can catch y'all.
I don't really think the division standings matter that much, bro. Like, I guess it does come into the playoff
record.
Yeah.
If somehow, some way if Cleveland gets hot, rips off 10, 11, 12 games, and y'all lose it. I mean, and anything else I'm saying, I don't think that Cleveland can catch y'all, but it'd be just also I think the eye test for me is what I observe the most when I'm watching a lot of. Because a team could lose by 15 and 20, but it can be those last 8 or 9 garbage points. You know what I mean? So it's like the game could have been or the game could be 8-10 points, but y'all went on a 6 or 7 when the game was already. You know what I mean? So like I think eye test is gonna be big for just how y'all play against San Antonio. I think y'all beat Cleveland, honestly, both times.
Hopefully. I mean, yeah.
I just,
we haven't seen him without Harden, and we're not.
Harden can shoot you out.
We're not gonna. Or so we will have Duren, or we'll have Duren for both. Well, we won't have Stu. We'll have Stu for one of them at least, because we won't have Stu for either of the Spurs games. So, we will have Spurs.
I love beef stew.
What do you think about?
I usually like that with some crusty sourdough.
Record-wise, or how do you in that next 10? What would you just roughly?
That's only the next 8.
The next 8, yeah.
It's way under home. We'll probably do. I don't see the Bulls doing much anything the rest of the year, so that's pretty much a win. Knicks away. Are they healthy? The Knicks fully healthy coming out of the break?
Right now, yeah.
This time around? Okay.
Yeah.
I think the Knicks give us a little challenge. I think we'll probably take one of those 2 at home against Spurs or Thunder. Cavs, Magic. I can see us winning the last. Maybe we split with San Antonio. We lose against OKC.
OKC doesn't have Shea right now, though.
How long Shea butted out for?
We don't know.
What do you do?
Yeah, they don't know.
It was oblique or it's abdominal.
Oh, they're going to leave him out until they absolutely need him. Okay, so
I was saying
that makes sense. And we'll probably take that OKC game and maybe I should. Maybe we do take both at home.
maybe.
That'd be a hell of a statement. I don't know
if we beat the two best teams in the West at home.
Well, I mean, without Shea, it's not really a statement, in my opinion.
No.
If you beat them without, especially if it's close.
No,
but you
but
can guarantee a 30 for Shea. So if
but that's still last year's champions and a damn good team in its own right.
Without Shea, there, I mean, it's not like
I was gonna say just because without Shea, they have a lot of they rely on their their other people. Like you rely on Cason Wallace, you rely on Isaiah Joe, Alex Caruso because
it's what they got them through last year.
That defense.
Because the thing.
They're blowing everybody out last year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Shea didn't play in a lot of fourth quarter games.
No.
And because of that defense and because the bench was that, they were good. So, like I said, it will be, what were you saying? Oh, my bad. You about to say something, weren't you?
I don't even know.
I forgot. No, I think, it'll be a good win for y'all. I don't think it'll be a statement game, but I think it'll be a good win. It's especially a player in that magnitude that makes a big difference. If they're without J-Dub or Chet, but they still got Shea, well, I would give that a quality win. But without Shea is everything for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a guaranteed 30 every single game, no matter if it's from free throw line or from mid range. You can count that dude for 30 every fucking game, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like you look on the box score.
Yep.
Every game, 30 at least. And that's for the last 3 years.
So we gotta beat them by at least 10, by at least 10, with no Shea. That's what you're telling me. We gotta beat them by at least 10.
I mean, that's why I just how they look. You know what I'm saying? Like that's, and also a team that, for example, that has a hit or good 3-point shooting team or whatever. You just have one of those games where you shoot 5 for 35. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and that's not going to happen. Yeah. Quite. It's like saying or Golden State, back when they're during their run, they would lose a couple games. Even that 72-9 run, like a lot of those games because they just miss some shots. You know what I'm saying? But 80% of the time, you can guarantee that they're going to knock down at least 15 to 23s every single game. So, I think that'll factor in. It's just, just like I said, eye test. For me, it'll be more for, how Detroit looked and how how they finish games, too.
Yeah,
that could be.
For sure. No, I mean, but this year we've proven to be better at finishing games this year. Cade's been more clutch in the fourth quarter. I think our team is just overall playing better well together right now. We know we're playing better defense in the fourth quarter, especially just all game round.
Closing the deal, they call that.
Yeah,
closing the deal.
And I really like seeing Asar taking the leaps that he has. He still has. I still think he has a lot of potential because defensively, he guards the other team's best player, and if he can stay out of foul trouble, then that other team's best player isn't doing anything against us.
Right.
And I don't you can put him on anybody on the floor. But yeah, if he can get that offensive rise, then Asar would be a problem if he could average 10. Amen can shoot better than Asar, but Amen's not as good at defense as Asar, bro. Asar is a pro. Nah, bro.
It's close, bro.
It is
on the best player ever.
No, they do.
I'm saying he's. I feel like it's closer. Both of them, you could tell that they played. They're twins. You could tell they played against each other every single.
No, you definitely can.
They got a lot of similar, qualities when you watch them play.
They're both just really twitchy.
Just
kind of quick. Yeah.
Find a spot on the court. But no, by far, he's a better defender. His brother Bobby. I think Amen is not bad in his own right.
No, definitely not.
6'7", it can cover. The same height, same size.
I'd say that Amen's more well-rounded right now than Asar is, but I think Asar's ceiling is higher.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Just from, I mean, just defensively from what I mean, I guess you could look at it like he's on a like just being on Detroit too, like just around Stewart, around like just around just around some other dudes who love to get down with it on defense. Like I think that Asar being in that environment definitely feeds off it. But
so quickly, 45.
Yeah.
What do you record?
down.
What do you think y'all going as far as? You said what was it, Pop? You said what was your record for Detroit? Next 8.
Oh, I think they can. I think they can come out of that 5-3.
5-3. Okay, you.
I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, I'll go with Pops too, a 5-3.
Okay.
Maybe 6-2 if we're hooping. If Caden Durant can get going, and bench gets going, route dunk gets I could see it.
So 5-3 for both.
5-3, 6-2.
Okay. Well, shit. Unfortunately, fellas, that wraps us up for this week's episode. CBD out.
Upon further review, the lineman had his hand down his fucking pants while the ball was bouncing around.
Want to give a ZBD out. Want to give a special shout out to Chris.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yes, sir. Anytime.
Yes,
and then
letting me breathe heavily into your mic as a fat mammal breathes.
Be looking forward, people that's watching, to seeing more of him as baseball season starts kicking off, and because he's definitely the baseball expert out of us 3 or 4. So just be expecting to see a little more of Chris.
Yeah.
Coming March, April, and things like that, especially tip off or first pitch,
Just
the first
the tip.
game of baseball season. He definitely will be here and be more of a special guest than today. But once again, thank you everybody for joining. Be out.